A couple of days ago, I did a video about Thogdad, going into why I believe that he is one of the most hated YouTubers in the YouTube space. In this video, I remained impartial, as I showed both sides to the argument of why people may not like him, and I backed him on many of these cases. The salient point of this video was to start a discussion of my own personal reasons why I believe that he is overhated, and that marks of jealousy is the reason why he is so discussed online in a negative light. Since the publication of this video, Theo himself has reached out to me saying great video and saying that he thanks me for being balanced. Alongside that, commented on my video, which I did pin, which has now been deleted, saying the same things, that it's a great video, thank you for being balanced, and that he's going to take the criticisms that people have said in the video or myself and will work on forming that into his own content and to become a better person. But sadly, Thogdad's views is very much different. Contacting me on Twitter and calling me every name under the sun and declaring my video a hit piece. And he gave me 7 questions to explain myself, in which I will do my part and explain those 7 questions that he asked me in this video. To also clarify, I contacted both Theo and Stephen involved, and that I reached out. I gave them both my number because I wanted to resolve this privately. Must also add that I don't think Thogdad wants me or his dad to go at each other, and I don't think that he, from my own personal opinion, agrees with what his dad is doing, just because of the massive contrast between his response and his own dad's. This is purely only with Stephen Thogdad himself, in which when I gave him my number, he completely denied and is threatening to slander me on a publication that he is going to be doing. Before I go into it, that I find the comments that he says to me and my family, including my daughter, very much revolting, and his entire demeanor, especially at the end of it, comes across incredibly patronizing. And even though I do respect that he is a father and that he is trying to protect his son, I think that he is massively misjudged the purpose and the actual substance of the video. I am here to say categorically that the video is not a hit piece. Every content creator or viewer that I have spoken to about this video actually says to me that they think I was in fact too kind. I must say that I do not condone anyone going over to Thogdad and giving him any stick, anything after this. We want to be adults here. So there you go, that is the context behind this video. Now let's get into the actual conversations and the message from Thogdad. Now of course this is DMs. I'll be disclosing some of these DMs as I do believe it is relevant. Some parts of it is not. However, a lot of it is very much just obscene. Important context to add to this. A day afterwards, Theo reached out to me himself saying, great video. This is what Theo said. I responded back to my video saying, great video mate. I dropped a full message on Twitter, but I know I haven't messaged you in a while on there. Laughing emoji. I said, you didn't think I'd do a full-on hit piece on you, did you? He said, of course lad, I knew you wouldn't. I appreciate that you are balanced. Mate, I'm loving your new style voiceover vids. They're so good, I bet your attention is through the roof too. By the way, I want to comment on your vid, but I think my channel was hidden from the diss track days. Can you unhide it so people can see my response? We spoke about Burnley being in the championship doing well, then I said it should no longer be hidden lad. He said thanks. That was my conversation with Theo. Straight after the day afterwards, I thought that it's fine. He saw it as balanced, great video, not a hit piece. His dad, very much different. Again, as a reminder of why I'm doing this, Thogdad is threatening to slander me in a publication that he's releasing. So I have a right to reply back to this in my own way, because if he goes on there and slanders me in the way that I believe he will, then that will be a massive problem. So he DMs me from his official Twitter to confirm. There you go. We can prove it right there. He still follows me. For now, probably not for long, I guess, but, because of the length of this, I want to split it into 4 different parts. So, part 1. I saw your video about Theo and I found it vile. It paints you as an unpleasant, jealous, bitter, deceitful person, and someone lacking in self-confidence and integrity. Theo and I are used to the occasional vileness on social media, but this hatchet job surprised me given your social media following. I am saddened that Theo's mother, my wife, had to be subjected to this bile too. So, incredible starting point to this message. I don't even know what to say back to this, really. For anyone that's seen my video, please, I do recommend, I insist, if you have not seen it, to watch it the entire way through. I don't know where this has come from. I really don't. This is the next part of it, which I don't think is really that relevant at all. However, I want to add this in there, saying about, that issue that I've also received comments about me and my wife, which, again, my wife isn't involved. And I know that sessions are burned if see faithful dislike you. Again, not relevant to this whatsoever. Now, the next part of it I'm going to be leaving out because it may involve something that he will not want to be out publicly. So for legal reasons, I'm going to leave it out. In the next part, he says that he's going to be using my video in a part of a publication, using me and my video as a case study for something that he says, and I quote, as jealousy/hate/trolling. Part 3 is that he gives me 7 questions. So I shall go through these questions as he asks. So question 1, please comment on what I have said above. That's not really a question, but I very much have. This is not a hit piece, and you are massively blowing this out of proportion. Question 2. Your video is sponsored, but you criticize Theo for taking sponsorship. Please comment. Not once in the entire video did I critique him for having a sponsorship. Also, I believe also said that I do not blame him for taking any of these opportunities by the likes of Sky Sports or by the likes of Crypto.com in the World Cup. Not once did I critique him at all. Next up is question 3 and question 4, as they are both linked in their own way. So question 3, do you regret quoting a Twitter troll that wanted Theo murdered in Qatar? Now, of course, this is early in the video, which I was simply adding context to the title and the actual concept of the video, in which I perceive Thogdad as the most hated football YouTuber. So, of course, when you're making a video like that, you've got to contextualize it and show proof, show people's opinions on the person involved in the video, which of course is Thogdad. Of course, it's absolutely disgusting, and I do not condone that in any way. I don't think I need to really say that I don't believe that's what I want to happen. As you say in question 4, you add, are you projecting your own feelings about Theo by quoting this tweet? The tweet involved is about Theo being murdered and beheaded. I got to really emphasize this because, I don't think I need to, but I don't want Thogdad dead. It's simply me just quoting a tweet. I didn't add anything to it. I just said it to add context to the concept of the video. By no means do I actually want Theo to get beheaded and his head being fed to a camel. I didn't think I needed to say this. Question 5 being, what causes a moderately successful YouTuber to make a video like this about a more successful YouTuber? You can read this in whatever way you so wish, looking down on me or maybe mocking my channel size. I read it and I'm going to answer it the way that he's asked it. The reason why I did the video is because I saw a lot of people with unjustified hate towards Thogdad. I do believe, and I still believe now, that he is overhated, and I thought that it was an interesting topic to cover. And I don't believe that YouTubers particularly are I don't think they should be protected completely. I think that when they do things that deserve to be called out, you can, to start a dialogue, because there are people in the scene who don't say what they really think. By the way, again, you may forget, my video isn't really going into him that badly. I showcase some things that he's made some mistakes. For example, the Newcastle thumbnail and title, that I believe that he's learned from it. That's what I said. In terms of his comments on the podcast with the fellas, I did say that he sounded out of touch, and I highlighted the reason of why he sounded out of touch, and I hope that he learns in the future. This is a video to start a dialogue, which hopefully Theo, or yourself, Stephen, can watch and maybe take some advice from this. Criticism is however you see fit, but I believe that this is constructive in a way, because I'm showcasing why people may not like your content or your personalities, and maybe in a way you can learn from this by seeing what the community thinks about you and then becoming better content creators or adapting your content in any way. I just think that the community is much more fairer and honest with each other in this way. So that's why I did the video. Question 6. You invited Theo and I to your wedding a few months ago. Please confirm. I did. Do you have any feelings about your video in relation to this invitation? Again, I don't really understand the reach here. I did invite Theo and Thogdad because I have respect for them, as I've said before. They, of course, couldn't make it, which is completely fine. I think he's trying to say that because they didn't come to my wedding that I hold some sort of grudge to them. I don't. I don't really see why this is relevant. This is when it gets bad. This is really the reason why I'm doing this video. Question 7. You are a father. Are you proud of your vindictiveness, and will you be encouraging your child to emulate you in later life? I don't know what my 1-year-old daughter, has got to do with this. I mean, maybe you may see as a link that, I'm on about your son. So you think children are fair game, but I do think there's a difference between a 21-year-old man who is in the public eye and works on Sky Sports. I think he is a big boy. He can hold his own opinions as he's responded back to me in a professional and fair and adult-like manner. So I don't know why you're bringing my daughter into this, really. And it's really a low blow, really, because, again, I didn't come at you. I truly believe that you did not watch my video and you just saw a title in the first 30 seconds, because I really do not understand where this has come from. And then there's the ending of it, saying, I also ask permission to include a link to your video in his publication. This should earn you a few more shekels in income from YouTube and your sponsors. Regards, Stephen. As a person who gets criticized quite often for being a Tory, being an ex-conservative councillor, that is potentially the most patronizing, how I read that? I read that as like a person who is looking down on a peasant. I read it like that. I read him as him looking down on me. Like, I'll throw your video into my thing. This should earn you a few pennies, you peasant. This really has pissed me off. If it wasn't for this last comment, Thogdad, I would not have done this video. Even you bringing my child involved about her emulating me, which literally, again, my video wasn't bad in any way. That last comment has really pissed me off, Stephen, because it shows what kind of person you are. It comes across as a person looking down on people. It's just no need. It really, it comes across awfully. You really got to learn to take criticism. And even if it isn't that bad of a critique, you need to learn to take it. You need to learn to take it, because you're a big boy. This isn't your first rodeo. You're a smart man. I don't understand what you're doing responding like this. So that is what Thogdad has said to me, and my response back to it. I reached out to both Theo and also to Thogdad with my phone number and wanting to resolve it that night, in which Thogdad did get back to me with a response, which I'm not going to go into it completely fully, just basically him refusing to talk to me, saying that Theo's response to me, all that conversation was completely sarcastic. Even in YouTube comments as well, completely sarcastic as well, saying great video. And they're going to move on with this video and learn from it. That's all a lie, apparently, according to Thogdad. It is also fair to add that Theo has said to me that apparently his dad has been struggling in the last couple of days because of the video. So, from the reasons that I've said in this video, I don't understand why he is so hurt by this. Again, as I said, I insist to watch the video. If you think I've been really unfair, then tell me down below in the comments. But I really don't understand why this has hit him so hard. Maybe he's trying to make me feel guilty. Of course, I cannot say that if he is really hurt or not. Of course, I can't. But I will say that the comments that he said to me involving also my daughter, and the way that he's patronized me at the end of that sentence really does f me off. To Stephen, if you're watching this, I really urge you to learn to handle any sort of critique from anyone, even if the video is even mildly critical. I hope this reaches you in the right way. I hope that we can still be civil to this video. I still hold no ill feelings to you or your son. And just to add in as well, this morning, the time of recording, I did reach out yet again to Stephen to ask would he like to call, maybe after a night's sleep, maybe he can rethink it through and to sort this privately, and he has ignored it. So I tried again. So I will end it with this. If you, Thogdad, publicly apologizes to me on your Twitter or your Instagram, or no matter where you see it, I don't care which platform, you apologize for the comments that you made about me, and you apologize for yourself completely hyperbolically blowing this out of proportion. If you apologize for that, then I will easily take this video down. Happily. As long as whatever I say is not being used in your publication, because that's the entire reason behind this. So if I do receive that apology, I will happily take this video down, and then we can both be civil about it, and hopefully move on and become better people. So, thank you for watching, and have a great day, boys.